it doing?
Mom wanted to just video how nice it looks coming in here.
So where are we going now?
We're still going the same way. Still going to Mom's grandma's house.
And right here it is. You're going to take a left.
This is it?
Mm-hmm.
We're there.
There's her house right there.
Finally. Maybe we will get to climb the mountain. I hope Nana's up for it.
What you got, guys?
Aunt Maureen had a tendency to overwrap things.
Hey, can I go outside to get my presents? A new shirt!
A new shirt! Oh my goodness! I'm gonna have to have a talk with Uncle Chris and Aunt Maureen. Oh my goodness!
Trevor. Hunter. Let me see that new shirt.
Hold the new shirt up.
Wow! That's
Best shirt in the world.
Here, me? Cool!
Well, thank you.
More army men!
More army men.
Right. Yes.
Yes, awesome. You got an army man.
Yes, I knew it.
Now you really can have a huge battle.
This is from.
I'm army man getting right here, baby.
Yeah.
I'm army man.
Yeah, it was upside down. The yellow part goes on top.
Oh, okay.
These are for.
Yeah, like that.
I'm army man
Show me.
here.
The army men are from Uncle Richard and Aunt Hannah.
Show me, Trevor.
Caleb.
Awesome.
Look.
Look, Mommy. Look at Trevor.
Oh.
Dale.
Dale.
You got That's my gun. That's awesome. Is there any more?
That's it.
Like my gun?
That's Dale's gun.
This is Dale's.
Wow.
It is.
And
All
you
right,
got two.
outside.
And
You want to take your guns outside, Hunter? Hunter, hold your gun up. Hold your gun and start. Hunter, hold your gun up.
And then
Show me.
can I get my other one?
Do you want to take those outside and play?
Y'all can get us some scissors maybe and take just your gun outside and play with your guns.
Do you want to take it outside and play?
I'm doing the video right here.
Yeah, I know.
Here's your bear. You died. Yay! Dad. No.
Hey, I think if you take the guns outside, that's a great idea. I think that's a very good idea. Get your jackets on.
All right.
Can you zoom in on that?
Yeah, let me zoom in on it. Okay, I got it.
And so this is Grandma here, and Mama's Aunt Gladys, and that was who? Uncle Harold. Uncle Harold.
Brother.
And what state were y'all living in then?
North
That was
Carolina.
North Carolina, and that
Was
Franklin?
Was it Hazel?
Hazel. Yeah.
About what year was that? 1926?
Probably
Let's see, I was born in 23, so
1926?
must have been
25, 1925.
26, somewhere along there. I really don't know, but that's my guess.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Because I was born in 23, and Gladys was born in 22.
Mm-hmm. And that was your mama Bernice?
Bernice.
Yeah,
And your dad?
yeah.
Herbert.
Waldrop. You get that?
Yeah,
And
I got
Harold was on her lap, and I think he's
About 6
was
months.
born in 25.
This one?
And this one was like a year later, maybe? Or maybe 2 years
Probably
later.
2 years
2
later.
years later. Probably 1926 or
And
27.
who is everybody in this picture?
That's me right here.
In the middle?
This is Gladys and Miss Harold.
That's cute.
And I like hearing the story about the church.
Yeah, and that's the church at Robbinsville, North Carolina. On my grandmother's, the farm that she owned, I mean the land. It
About
was-
200
Tilt it,
acres.
that way the glare's pretty bad on it. Okay.
And didn't they build that church?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't really
And
see
I
it.
caught Dale, he
Part
got
of the picture.
the record of it where they built it. And yeah, he said he'd give it back, but he didn't.
Oh my goodness. I'll have to see if I can find it.
Let's see, I believe this one's Virgil. That's the way he wore his hat. One of them is maybe, I don't know, but
A lot of it is relatives, but
my cousin, that was her daddy, and she says, "There's my daddy." She said that's the way he always wore his hat. Always looking at it on the wall over there at the church. That church where they made it, over at Robbinsville.
See, everybody was wearing hats just about. The ladies and the men.
Yeah, bonnets.
Everybody
The ladies
wore
bonnets.
hats, but see, he wears his now, sir, and he wears it the same way now. Or I mean, he did because he's dead now. He died when he was 90-something. He hadn't been dead very long.
Robbinsville?
This was made at Robbinsville, yeah.
Was that a Baptist church?
Yeah.
So is it called Robbinsville Baptist Church, or is it named after?
I don't know what it was called. They didn't tell me what the name of it was.
Yeah, so it was Robbinsville Baptist Church or
the
something.
new church that they have over there now, and they had that picture in ours, didn't it? It was on the wall, and we took the camera and made a picture of it, like he's making a picture of it, and brought it home with us. But whenever she's looking at all these people, now my aunts and my uncles is all in that. From my daddy's people, and he's in that too, but we didn't know which one was.
Yeah, I can't tell.
Yeah, it's hard to see. Is it still standing, do you know?
I don't think it's still, that church is still standing. I don't think it is.
Probably not, because this is a picture that was hanging in the new church.
Yeah.
That y'all made a copy from.
It was hanging in the new church they have over there now.
Okay, okay. About what year was that?
That was about 10 years ago, 15.
The original, when the church was originally, when they took this picture original.
Oh, that was, see, my daddy's, he was about 110 years old now if he's living. And see, he's about 16 or 17 or somewhere along there.
So in the late 1800s.
Whenever he was, when that picture was made, now he was a young boy there.
Okay.
Either early 1900s or late 1800s.
Where are the rest of these pictures from? These look newer.
Yeah, that was from the family reunion over in Robbinsville. Probably about 8 or 10 years ago now. And this is Aunt Gladys and Aunt Virginia, which we call Gent, and Mom, and then Aunt Lenny.
Did she pass away recently? Is she still living?
Lenny passed away.
She did.
Jenny's still living.
There ain't but 4 of us
Gent,
still living.
Gent is her nickname, G-E-N-T.
Gent,
But her name is Virginia.
We've had a couple months where
I don't know how they came up with Gent as a nickname, but that was over at the lake in Hawaii.
How many sisters were there all total?
We had 5 girls and 5 boys.
10 total.
Yeah.
Children.
I was thinking it was 11.
Ready to get things back to normal.
Well, one was dead.
Oh, okay.
And you were the next to the oldest?
Yeah.
Gladys was the oldest?
Yeah.
Who's the youngest?
Gent, Virginia.
It's hard to keep track of everybody.
It's hard to where you didn't know them. When I first come over there, it was hard for me to keep Rex's sister's names on.
I'm going to put this in the fridge.
Okay.
New Year's Eve and New Year's Day off.
Because they look kind of alike, but I never had met them before, and it took me a while to get their names straightened out.
Right.
How many sisters and brothers of each did he have?
I don't know how many he had of each, but there was...
Daddy, there were, I think they were like 13, but one of them passed away.
Yeah.
How many
was Ruth?
There were all 13 sisters?
No.
7 sisters?
I think something like that. I can't remember exactly.
See, Reba and Edith and Edith and Reba and Betty and Mabel.
Dot, Peggy,
and
I know Aunt Dot's house is the one we have the reunion at a lot.
yeah, Dot and Peggy. Then they had Rick, Steve, and Jack and Bob, the boys. They said 4 boys, didn't they?
I think, yeah, I
Yeah,
think so.
they had a bunch of girls.
And then one child died, and I was named after her for whatever.
Yeah,
It was
she
Rick.
died. They had 2 dead. They had one born at the beginning of their starting out, and then they had that little. She was the last one that died. That last one.
And what? Just to remind me, so one day I'll be able to tell Hunter and Trevor when they get older. What state was Rex born in?
He was born in Colorado.
He was born in Colorado?
Yeah.
If I knew
See,
that, I think I
they
forgot.
just moved out there from here, real.
Dale, stop. It's locked.
They just moved out there from here.
So, they moved out there from here? He was born.
They lived 2 or 3 years for a while. They didn't live forever out there. They just lived out there a while, and then they moved back
This
out
way,
here.
darling.
What took him out there? Just work?
I don't know who took them out there to work. I don't know.
Rex's, what were Rex's parents' name?
Cleve. His name was Cleve. Cleve, wasn't it?
Cleve.
Cleve or Cleve or.
I can't remember his first name. Actually, I was just looking at the picture of him.
And
Was it James? It was James Cleve, wasn't it?
No, it was Andrew.
Andrew Cleve. That's
Yeah.
right.
Cleburne, I think it's Cleburne.
Okay.
I just call him Cleburne.
I have some more
Yeah, I'm
pictures.
thinking
What was his
that's-
mama's name? Rex's mama.
Who's mom?
That Grandpa's.
I don't know.
We have all that written down on that paperwork that I gave you. Remember? Sorry.
I want to.
Actually, I was talking about our grandpa was Andrew Cleve.
Yeah.
And then he said, I think it was James something.
Okay.
I'm sure it's wrote down somewhere.
Just trying to remember what Rex's mom and dad's name was.
Okay. Daddy's mother's name was Arabelle, and it's E-R-A Bell, B-E-L. She was Cloer, C-L-O-E-R.
That's a pretty name, Arabelle.
It is,
I
yeah.
don't think I knew that ever.
Yeah, that's her name. And then his daddy's name was Andrew
Oh, I
Cleve,
would've-
but everybody called him Cleve.
Forgotten it. And so Arabelle and Cleve moved out
C-L-E-B-E.
to Colorado.
Yeah, they moved out there to
Well, they
Colorado.
had a show on
They went with another couple, I think.
From Greeley, Colorado.
And that Rex was born out there.
Where Daddy was at.
Okay.
You know, but well, yeah.
But then they moved back out here
Yeah, W.L.D. County.
pretty soon after that, I think.
So I was trying to see what the terrain looked like, but you couldn't really tell too much about it.
What part of Colorado? Was it Fort Collins or Boulder?
Around, somewhere
Anybody know?
around Fort
The night the
Collins,
county
I
was,
think. We'll
well,
have to,
Well,
W.L.D. Well
we'll have
County.
to check on that more
And
because
it's
I don't
really,
know that too good.
I've got, and Daddy's name wasn't, you know, they changed his name. His name was William Eugene Hilton, and then when they moved back out here, for some reason,
She
they
knows
changed
more
his
about
name
it
to
than I
John
do, I
Rex.
think.
Well, I never knew that.
I didn't either. It's really strange. I don't know why they did that. I guess she just.
What was it? William Eugene?
William Eugene.
Well, I like that too.
Because for some reason or other, I looked it up. You can look it up, you know,
Yeah.
like on the internet.
Oh.
Well, County.
Come over here, Aunt Jennifer, so you can answer questions for the video later.
Not much. Just hearsay.
More than I can usually remember. Can you squeeze back there?
Here, I'll hand it to you.
How's it going?
Let me see that.
That's a good picture.
I bet Jen won't one of them.
Well, I can give her one. I'll send her
So
one.
after
Yeah, but she
Have
wouldn't.
you got a lot of them?
I can have her print made, or I can email it to her.
You see?
sometimes you might want to just pause it and not start jibber jabbering about that.
We don't jibber jabber much, but
They do too, all
I
the
want to
time.
get that good information.
They jibber jabber all the
30
time.
minutes of video here.
One or two little nuggets of information.
Well, I know that you and Rex were in Ohio at the same time, but y'all weren't married. I think then did y'all meet in Ohio?
And we married in Ohio.
You got married in Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
I
Canton, Ohio.
Well, but you
I
didn't,
remember
but
that
you
either.
didn't know Daddy here. You met him up there.
Yeah, I did know him here.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
did
knew
you? Oh,
they
okay.
knew each other here because Daddy lived in Hiawassee and
Yeah.
Mama lived in Hayesville, North Carolina.
We lived close
And they
together.
just, they never did date. Shh. They never did date at that time. They just kind of
we
met
rode
in
around
passing.
together sometimes. I know one time they
Went
had
cruising?
us singing
Yeah, they went cruising.
You go cruising in a stagecoach?
And we rode in the back of the truck. Back then, you know, that you walked a
Josh,
lot.
tell them to stay outside.
Mm-hmm. So, but we did know each other here.
And it was y'all
But
both
we
went to Ohio
got
for the
together
war.
when we was working in Ohio at Tempkins Roller Bearing Company.
Use the bathroom.
Right down that way.
To the right. So they met up there and then dated for about a year or so.
But y'all were up there for the war, right? To make
Yeah, we
stuff,
was up there during
rivets
the
or
war.
something.
Uh-huh.
She worked with the aircrafts.
And we got married while we was up there.
She was Rosie the Riveter. She worked in that choir.
I was, what do you call it? Daughter of the what?
Rosie the
What
Riveter.
was the name?
Rosie the Riveter.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I got you that poster a long time ago of
Yeah.
Rosie the
Yeah.
Riveter.
Yeah, and I'll send a page up to them.
Well, did anybody come up for your wedding? Did the family, his family, your
No, we
family?
just got married in the courthouse. My sister went with me.
It wasn't shotgun, was it?
Oh,
Well, what was that story, Mama, you told Lisa that time about when you met Daddy? He walked by up there in Ohio and you hit him on the head with a pack of cigarettes or something to attract him?
yeah, that was, we was working in the same plant, but we knew each other, but he passed by and I hit him in the head with it. I just hit him like that, you know.
She tapped him to get his attention.
Yeah, I love that.
Get him to notice me, I guess.
And then y'all were married a few weeks later.
No, it was a while.
How long were y'all living in Ohio then? About a year?
Oh, about 3 or 4 years.
3 or 4
2 or 3
years.
years, a good while.
After they got married, they lived there a couple years, right?
Yeah, we lived up there for a while.
Amy, did you ever hear that Daddy had to leave home when he was like 12 years old
Yeah.
to go to the CC camps and work because the family was having such a hard time?
It's kind of a depression
It
way
was
back
during
then,
the
you know,
Depression, and he
too.
had to send money back to the family to help feed the brothers and sisters, and he was the oldest. And he left home at 12 and went to work in the CC
Worked
camps.
and worked sawmills and all that for years.
What?
Yeah, they worked
State?
sawmills, yeah.
Just moved from state to
Well,
state.
they had CC camps around this area in Blairsville and up here at Unicoi and, different places.
What's the CC?
It was civil, something that Franklin Roosevelt
CC
started to
camps
give
was
people
a-
jobs.
something-
A works project?
Civilian corps of
I
engineers.
was going to say Conservation Corps.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it was. And so he had some experiences to tell about that.
I bet it's
Yeah.
hard to leave at 12.
12 years old.
12 years old.
And be around those grown men and all in them camps. And he said that at night when they ate supper, it was always after dark, and that it was really just dimly lit in there because they just had lanterns and things. And that this Indian guy was going to mix up peanut butter and syrup or something, but mistakenly he got mustard to mix in with this peanut butter. And he said nobody noticed it but me, but I saw it. And he said he saw me notice that. And saving face. People don't want to be embarrassed in them days. They
Right.
were very prideful.
Especially Indian people.
And when he went outside, the guy was waiting on him and told him, said, "Boy, you say one word about that and I will cut your throat." And that's a 12-year-old boy having to deal.
Yeah.
With that,
Wow.
Yeah, I can imagine 5 years from now sending Hunter.
I know. Well, I remember the
work.
story that Daddy told me
But
about.
some people are bigger at their age than others are.
True.
And he was tough because he worked hard, at home.
Yep.
Mature, they had to mature quick.
Well, I remember the story Daddy told me about the onion sandwich. He was up north somewhere, and he went in a restaurant, and he looked at the menu, and he's just Appalachian, lived out in the country or whatever. It didn't really, know what to order, I guess, maybe. But he told the guy, he said, just bring me a couple pieces of bread and an onion. And he said he sliced up the onion, made an onion sandwich. And he said the guy looked at him like he was crazy. But then he said went back and the guy was serving onion sandwiches on the menu. So I thought that was pretty funny.
That is funny.
Imagine that tastes all that good.
Well, I made onion sandwiches myself.
Just
When I was young, I loved onions. I still love onions.
I like onions. I usually like them in something.
Yeah, but it was just a raw, slice up a raw onion and made probably put mayonnaise and stuff like that. But
We had our cousin Betty Cantrell. His mother was Daddy's sister.
Edith.
Reba.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's right, Reba.
And they sawmilled, and Daddy worked with them when he was young. And Betty was telling me that Daddy had the reputation for being really, really strong. That he could take this pole, whatever it is, some kind of a pole, and just flip them logs with it, which took a tremendous amount of upper body strength. Yeah, Daddy wasn't very tall, but he was.
Yeah, he was about 5'8" or 5'9".
Stocky built, through the shoulders and all.
When he was in the CC camps, he took boxing lessons. And he'd go around when we was dating, and he'd say, hit me in the stomach, hard as you can. I reckon he was trying to show off. I didn't like to do that. But he wouldn't hush till I'd have hit him, but I never would hit him as hard as I could.
Well, now, so if y'all lived in Ohio for a few years after you married, was Aunt Jennifer born in Ohio?
No, I come home for her to get born.
And were y'all back in Georgia, or was you just
North
moved to North Carolina first?
North Carolina.
Franklin?
No, Hazel.
Their side was mostly on the Hazel side.
Hazel.
Which is
more
not far.
more than Hatfield instead of the Corey side.
Right.
When I was littler and would drive with Grandma up there.
Yeah, that was Franklin probably.
Yeah, we were in Franklin all the time whenever.
Hazel's across from
She was
Hiawassee, over that area.
I'd go over there to see my folks.
Really pretty. I loved it.
She'd
over
stand
there.
up in the seat.
Well, Mama had me at home.
Way back then you had your kids
It wasn't a
at
hospital birth.
Was there a midwife, or was
No,
it
a
just
doctor.
the doctor came to the house?
They didn't have a birth certificate for me for them. When I got about 12 years old,
They made a birth certificate
they had to make me one they couldn't find.
But they made it then. It was there.
weren't really
because
born,
that
were
doctor
you? No, I was
come
an
to
odd
my house
person.
And
It might have been good if I'd never found that.
anyhow,
Well, I like, go ahead and finish your story. Didn't mean to interrupt you.
well, that was all of it.
Well, I just learned something about when Ralph and I were born a couple of weeks ago. That, Mama didn't know she was going to have twins when we were born.
No, I didn't know I was going to have twins. The way they was placed,
Yeah.
one was in front of the other one,
Uh-huh.
and I was going to the doctor all the time.
Yeah, and they didn't know until we were born. But what was so, not funny, but just the way people did things back then is when she got home, they came to Grandma and Grandpa's house.
Well, we was poor. We didn't have a car. We lived up in the holler, and I know you probably walked
You
up
walked
there.
up there.
Yeah, I've been back.
Well, Mom came home from the hospital that day and walked up to the holler with
Yeah, and why they
twin
didn't somebody
babies.
try to
Well,
carry
I
her in
walked
a
out
car?
there
She
that
walked
morning
out
after
that morning when
labor
she was in
started
labor.
to go to the hospital.
She
Yeah.
did, and that's a good half a mile
Oh, absolutely. So,
across that hill, and
And I
then when she
told
come
Rex
home-
that morning, I said, there's two in there. I said, they've been fighting.
got 4 little feet
And
kicking.
never even considering it really being so, I just said that.
Well,
Tell him go to the back door.
Go to the other door.
when they were born,
Go to the other door.
so they was conceived at 2 different times, evidently, because
Yeah,
Ralph
because they're
was
fraternal.
pretty premature, and he didn't have little fingernails. His little
Yeah,
fingers
when
were on
Bruce
his
got born,
fingertips.
I
Huh.
was
Conceived
glad,
at different
I
times.
thought the pain was over now. And that doctor said, Lord, there's another one in there. Well, my heart.
I
I
bet.
bet you could have just died at that point.
Well, she done bit the nurse.
Well, it didn't.
Childbirth was a nightmare in those days. I mean, I know it's not easy now, but it's greatly improved to what it was back in those
yeah.
days.
Yeah.
There's so much
Yeah.
stuff they can give you to help
Ease
you
the
along a little
pain.
bit.
What, buddy?
I only went through
But
natural
Rex,
for about
he was so proud.
40,
He thought now
30, 40
he'd done
minutes.
something big. He
That was
did.
bad.
You ever saw how he looked? He went home and Grandma Hilton said he put his foot up on the step, had the cigarette in his mouth. I got 2 of them, Mom.
I remember.
But he was so proud of having them twins. He
So,
thought
about what year did y'all move from North Carolina to Georgia?
Lord, I forgot.
When I remember when we came over here the first time, we was riding, I guess, I don't know.
Oh, we
brought
just
us.
come to see him one time.
It was in a car.
Yeah, Virginia brought us. I believe Jen did.
Yeah, that marriage, that was my age. She would only been probably 6 or 8 years old at that time.
Well, I don't
Anyway,
know any
I remember coming up that old road.
That's something
long
crazy
ride,
to
you know,
think about
and I
that.
could see their house up there and I could see the lights in it.
But you were the same age as Gent, who's
About
the
4
youngest.
years younger than Jen, yeah. Yeah.
Right behind you.
And we stayed up there for a while with them.
So your grandparents will still be having kids when
Yeah,
you're still
I know.
around. That's
And then we lived
crazy.
in this little, there was no house right across from where Michael lives now.
Will you
And we
get me
live there.
one of these pictures? And I'll send it to Jen.
Oh, absolutely. I'll try my best
I
to.
know she'd like to have one of them, wouldn't she?
Oh yeah, I'm sure she would.
Now, for the sake of telling my kids about how much Indian there's in the family, because they're very curious about it. They think I'm lying to them when I tell them. So I want it on camera one day, and they can look back and
Well, now-
you know, because right now they're just they'll listen for a few minutes and then they run
Yeah.
off and play. But they're going to be more interested the older they get. So on each side of the family, is it all Cherokee? Is it
Now,
half
I don't
Cherokee,
know
half Creek?
what tribe it is, but now on my mother's side, and I didn't even know this till lately, my grandpa's grandma was his grandma was a full-blooded Indian, they told me,
Yeah.
on my mama's side.
Well, so I didn't ever know that either. But as to
now I
being the
don't-
Cherokee, my grandmother, Mama's mama, told me at one time that we weren't Cherokee. Talking about my grandfather's people. She said they weren't Cherokee, but I don't know what, you know, why I didn't write all this down, I don't know. I should have. We weren't Cherokee, but it was some other tribe, which I can't imagine what it might be.
Somebody
this
felt
area-
like it
In
Or
this
that
area,
Creek.
it's
Yeah.
hard to say because it
Yeah.
was so overwhelmingly Cherokee, and
Yeah.
then there was some Creek
Yeah,
Indians thrown
that
in.
might have been, you know, but she said not Cherokee, but, you know, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then I thought maybe you had told me a couple of years back, that on Rex's side of the family it was Creek. And
I remember
that.
Daddy
I
telling
really
me.
don't know about Rex's side.
I remember Daddy telling
Nor
me
did
something.
I don't know about Daddy's side because I never really know they had Indians.
Somebody married an Indian and they was in the Trail of Tears.
Yeah.
They had to go to Oklahoma whenever they sent them to the Trail of Tears on that,
Yeah, I think that was 1836.
and they hid out in the mountains and didn't go all the
They
way.
escaped and never was heard from again.